Hi everyone, welcome back to Legal Newsroom. Today we are break down cases without breaking your brain. Today headline, can a parent company be held responsible for subsidiary debt? This brings us to the case of Itramas Technology Sdn Bhd and Maju Holding Sdn Bhd, a High Court decision that clearly explains will, can and cannot be lifted. So, quick refresher. In company law, once a company is incorporated, it's become its own legal person, meaning that the company is not same as the shareholder and director. This case comes from the classic case Solomon and Solomon, and it's the reason why businesses love limited liability. Sometimes, companies abuse this protection, so the court created an exception called lifting the corporate veil, where the court ignored the company's separation, identity and looks who really behind it. However, this is very important. Why Malaysian courts are very strict about this. They don't fit the veil just because it fits the veil, and this case shows exactly why. Let's get into what actually happened.
Oh, hi guys. So, do you really want to know the story? Let me tell you. So, here's the story. Itramas Technology was hired as an EPCC contractor for a large solar power project. The project owner was Maju Solar Sdn Bhd, the second defendant. Now, Maju Solar had a holding company, Maju Holding Sdn Bhd, the first defendant. To secure the project, a 5 million ringgit Malaysia substitute bond was required. The bond was arranged through the holding company, Maju Holdings. On top of that, Itramas had to provide a performance bond worth RM 1.78 million to Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Oh, hi. You guys really want to know what happened next, right? So, what actually happened, the party signs what's called the first agreement. Under this agreement, Itramas paid RM 1.78 million ringgit to Maju Holdings, and that money was to obtain the TNB bank guarantee. Everything seems fine at first, until the substitute bond was released. Oh, hi guys. Sorry, I didn't see you there. So, you guys want to know what happens? When that happened, RM 1.78 million ringgit was not refunded. Itramas was mad. Then they sued both of the company and stated to the court, look, the holding company is basically running everything. They are the alter ego of the subsidiary. So, lift the corporate bill and make them pay. Hi guys, I didn't see you there. So, what happened after that was Maju Holding disagreed with the claim. They said that the contract was not theirs. We are separate legal entities. So, the big question becomes, can the court lift the corporate bill?
Okay, now this is where the legal principles kick in. The main issue was whether the court could lift the corporate veil of the subsidiary and hold the holding company liable for the 1.78 million. The court started by reminding everyone of something very important, which is lifting the corporate veil is not a cause of action, it is a remedy. The principle comes from a case named Dipak Jai Kishan and Infrared. What it means here is simple. Before you even talk about lifting the veil, you must first prove an actual wrong, a breach of contract or a fraud. Then, the court look at when the veil lifting is allowed. Based on the case of Lau Kam Loy and Voltax, the court need to prove that there is a fraud, illegality or unconscionable conduct. Not vibes, not fairness, not they are in the same group or even sharing directors, addresses or doing the business together, that's not enough. And in this case, the plaintiff didn't plead fraud at all. So, legally speaking, the alter ego agreement just couldn't stand.
So, what did the court decide? The High Court said that the corporate veil cannot be lifted. The contract clearly placed the obligation to repay 1.78 million ringgit Malaysia on the subsidiary and not the holding company. Since there was no breach by the holding company, there was no underlying cause of action, and without that, veil lifting is done on arrival. The court also made it clear that this wasn't a case of a fraud or abuse. The holding company was simply acting as a creditor, not hiding behind the subsidiary to escape liability. As a result, the claims against the holding company was struck out as frivolous, vexatious, and an abuse of process. Yeah, so what is the takeaway? This case sends a strong message. You cannot lift the corporate veil just because companies are related. Malaysian courts will protect separate legal personality unless there is clear abuse of the corporate structure. In conclusion, Itramas confirms that lifting the corporate veil remains an exceptional remedy, not a shortcut for weak claims. It preserves legal certainty, protects limited liability, and reminds companies and lawyers that precision in contracts and pleading really matters. That's all from Legal Newsroom Company Law Edition. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, not every problem can be solved by lifting the veil.